Hello everyone, I'm back, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2023 has been a year filled with many strange things captured on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. So grab your popcorn and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2023. A state-backed camera trap program in North Carolina captured this photo with something with alien-looking eyes. Taken in the dark late at night, the strange photo features only a fraction of something's face, including a very large, haunting black eye staring straight into the camera. People online had many guesses of what this creature could be. The guesses ranged from a demon to a chupacabra, the mythical half-dog, half-vampire known to suck the blood from other animals and people. The photo was uploaded by North Carolina Candid Critters, and they didn't say where the photo was taken, but the timestamp is 4:46 a.m. Still, no one knows what this creature could be. Let me know what you think in the comments. The photo that I'm about to show was captured recently by a trail camera mounted in the woods near Mount Shasta in California. Mount Shasta is infamous for being a hotspot of supernatural activity. You may have even heard of the spooky stories and legends yourself. There are strange sightings of hovering objects, mysterious lights, and Sasquatch-like monsters frequently. Reports of sightings of large humanoids have also been made in the area. Also, many strange and unexplainable human disappearances have happened here, where people seemingly disappear off the face of the earth. However, this particular trail cam capture shows what is assumed to be a Bigfoot family. As you can see, it depicts what looks like an adult and baby Sasquatch. While most scientists are not convinced of the existence of these creatures, many researchers and avid outdoorsmen continue to believe. People think they are getting closer and closer to proving it with photographic evidence like this. Reports of sightings of these creatures have been made for years, some dating as far back as the early Native American legends that spoke of such beings. So let me know in the comments if you guys have ever been to Mount Shasta and experienced anything strange. This horrifying video was taken only 2 months ago. The creature caught on camera still remains unknown. A fishing company caught sight of a strange sea creature just off the coast of southern North Carolina. Charterboat captain Daniel Griffey, who recorded the video, said, "It looked like a baby whale got lost from its mother." Other commenters on Griffey's Facebook post were not too sure about this, as the creature does not seem to look like a whale at all. Check it out.
Look at that.
The footage is definitely very odd, showing a massive serpent-like creature swimming through the deep water. It has a long, slender body and an alligator-like head. Some people speculated that it was just a really big alligator. However, others think differently, as it appears to be scaleless and it is not swimming like a typical alligator. Is this some unknown water monster, or maybe even the fabled Loch Ness monster that has been spoken about for decades? One commenter said, "Definitely not a gator. They do not swim like that at all." This is definitely some very unexplainable footage. What could this creature possibly be? In May of 2021, Yowie researcher Dean Harrison and his team from Australia decided to test out infrared cameras at Springbrook National Park. Later that night, they captured this mysterious footage. The thermal imaging seems to capture a large, singular being hiding behind a tree. Minutes later, more of these strange Yowie creatures appear. One even bends over to pick something up, and if you look at its head, it does not look human. It almost looks like some sort of alien. The team said that no humans would ever be in this area this late at night, as they were deep in the woods far from any civilization. Bigfoot researchers are adamant that all of this aligns with what has already been proven, dating all the way back to cave drawings of such creatures. Some think that their prevalence in their storytelling and cave drawings prove that they're real. And even when the settlers came in the late 1700s, they too had experiences with a creature called the Yowie. Now this is some of the most believable strange footage on the entire internet. It was taken by a famous YouTuber named Field Days. He lives in Australia and makes videos about surviving in the wild. He only has one singular video on his entire channel where something unexplainable happens. And it takes a lot to spook this guy, but you can see the genuine fear on his face. In this particular video, he was doing a cave survival challenge. He found a cave out in the middle of nowhere and decided to spend 24 hours surviving in it. He begins to feel uneasy and says he feels like he's being watched. And shortly after, this happens.
Baked beans in a haunted cave. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. That is the sound. Did you hear that? Look at my arms. Full goosebumps. It's a big, heavy, thick chain. Wind can't move that. So this is the ladder that was making the sounds. Something has to move this.
As you can see, the chain that was moving was very heavy, and as he said, could not have been moved by the wind. There had to be something big that was moving this ladder. And he was out in the complete middle of nowhere near civilization. So how was this possible? He ended up staying the night inside the cave, and he barely got any sleep as the strange noises continued throughout the night.
Two noises which I've heard, which completely, second noise, I had goosebumps from my head to toe. A sound I've never heard it before in my entire life. It had to have been a bat, it had to be something. And the first one was a rock falling. It just rolled for ages and then it sort of just hit another rock on the bottom. Second sound, I froze, man. I was like frozen, like I couldn't move. It's just strange, very strange feeling in here.
Who knows what creatures are lurking deep in the mangroves of Australia? It's probably better if we don't know. This looks to be either a zombie or a clown or perhaps both. After numerous reports of something haunting a small part of a forest in Ontario, Canada, paranormal investigators decided to investigate. After several hours of searching, they were not able to find any ghosts, but as the night was closing, this is what they captured. Captured is a strange being that was stalking them from a distance. Upon one of the paranormal investigators spotting this haunting figure, it quickly escaped behind a tree and into the darkness. It had glowing eyes, a clown-like face, and not to mention it was huge in size. This is something straight out of a horror movie. This footage shows what is thought to be a ghost, or some other strange entity jumping into a stream under a bridge. Either this ghost dozed off and fell into the water, or it was attempting to hide itself. A trail camera planted on a bridge next to a haunted house captured this very weird footage. The camera was placed in the area to investigate the cause of a recent disturbance in the area in the dead of night. After reviewing the footage, many believe that this is a ghost or a strange woman that was possessed by a ghost, or it could be some other strange creature. Either way, it's completely terrifying. This footage was taken by Bobby Wummer Photography. He has a trail camera posted near a pond near his home, and here is one of his craziest captures. As you can see, an alligator is laying in the shallow water, emitting some very terrifying and intimidating growls. This alligator is massive, and you would not want to come face to face with this thing while you were hiking in the woods. Bobby Wummer Photography also captured this very amazing but also scary footage. Seen is a different alligator eating a fish. Catching this so close up is very rare, and it is very cool to see. It's almost like some alligator ASMR. Alright, let's get back into more horrifying creatures caught on trail cams. This next video is absolutely terrifying. News reports that this was filmed somewhere near Qatar and Saudi Arabia by Saudi police. The police were on patrol in a squad car when they noticed a strange sight. An old and horrifying looking woman is spotted on the side of the road. She began eerily stumbling towards the patrol car and started steadily walking towards them. She was dressed in all white with black hair, hunched over and using a walking stick to get around. Now this is a scene straight out of a horror movie. The police officers then begin freaking out at the sight of this strange woman. She starts chasing them faster and faster with that horrifying run. After about 5 minutes, she eventually stops her pursuit and veers off into the darkness, never to be seen again. It's unknown if this footage is 100% real due to not many details being known behind this story. However, no matter what, this footage truly is enough to give you nightmares. The white-tailed deer is easily the most captured animal on all trail cams. Everyone knows them. They're the standard deer, brown with a white tail. So it's not every day we're lucky enough to see a piebald deer. However, these specific piebald deer look very eerie. Their eyes look so deep and black, you almost feel like you shouldn't look these creatures in the eyes. Besides their strange and unique appearance, they are not threatening to humans. Piebald deer are not a separate species or subspecies of deer, but rather a genetic variation that can occur in several different species of deer, including white-tailed deer, mule deer, and elk. Piebald deer are relatively rare, with estimates suggesting that only about 1% of the deer population exhibits this coloration. People often ask about hunting. Piebald deer can be legally hunted in many areas where hunting is permitted, just like other deer with normal coloring. However, some hunters choose not to hunt these piebald deer because they're rare, and they are a unique variation of the species. In some areas, piebald deer may be protected by law or hunting regulations. Let me know if you have ever seen a piebald deer in real life. If the big, hairy humanoids weren't enough to scare you, we now have one that can fly. Two young boys, while playing in the backyard of a farm in Kent, United Kingdom, noticed a weird-looking hive. Them and their father went to investigate, as they were curious what could be held inside. Once they got closer, they realized that they shouldn't have let their curiosity get the best of them. They inched closer and a flying bug came out of the hive. At first it was thought to be a firefly or a dragonfly, but seconds later they noticed that this bug was not an ordinary bug at all, but rather a strange flying humanoid. It had a body structure completely similar to that of a human, except it was much smaller and it had wings. The father and the kids reacted by fleeing away. It's unknown if this footage is real and it could easily be staged, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thousands of trail cameras sit in Wisconsin's forests, plains, and pastures, silently waiting to capture an image of a passing elk, a curious bobcat, or a pack of galloping otters. And millions of those images have been compiled for all to see, thanks to the Snapshot Wisconsin program set up by the State Department of Natural Resources. They have caught many strange critters, creatures, and animals on their many trail cameras. Take a look at this photo of an apparent flying squirrel that appears to be jumping onto the camera. Or could this be some sort of other strange creature? Most likely it's just a flying squirrel. They also caught this amazing photo of two red foxes fighting. This was captured in Marquette County in Wisconsin. Definitely a very vicious fight. They also caught this fight of two black bears. This one was caught in Marinette County. They also caught this photo of an intimidating gray wolf staring directly into the camera. It was caught in late 2022 in Voyageurs National Park. And last but not least, a short-eared owl flying right towards the camera. It's just amazing to see what goes on in the remote forest around the world. Along with the possible unknown beasts of the forest, these animals can be just as terrifying and much more dangerous. And who knows what else animals do when we are not around. Alright, so this clip is a little bit different. This is my own personal footage that I caught with a couple of my friends. On Halloween night, we were feeling a little adventurous and we decided to take a trip to a very old and supposedly haunted cemetery in the area. The cemetery is home to a gravestone called the Weeping Lady. The stone is a very big and scary looking woman. The legend behind this gravestone is that late at night, if you listen closely, you can hear her weeping or crying. So we decided to go and see if the legend is true. The cemetery is over 300 years old. We showed up around 11 o'clock at night with a camera and flashlights. At first, nothing creepy happened until we began to hear laughing sounds coming from the distance.
Yo, that's over there. Over there. There's that crying. Did you hear that? I'm definitely.
I swear! I actually swear, bro! I actually swear. Is that the weeping lady crying?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that?
I'm about to run. It's actually so sus.
What was that, dude? The camera didn't pick up the noises, but you can see the genuine fear on our faces as we all heard it. As the night went on, the feeling of being in that cemetery got scarier and scarier. And finally, what made us leave the cemetery was when a rock was thrown in our direction at one of our friends. And here is the footage of that. No. Huh? Nick. Nick, bro. He said who threw a rock.
Stop.
I heard a noise too.
Stop. We
Nick,
didn't throw a rock.
Nick, I swear on my entire life nobody threw a rock.
I saw a rock land right here.
Stop. Did anyone?
I did not throw a rock.
I didn't throw
No.
a rock, man.
Nick, I heard the noise.
Some fall out.
I heard the rock. No one threw the rock.
I actually didn't throw the rock. I was in front of you guys.
I heard that noise, but I didn't think anybody else heard it, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah, definitely a rock.
Nick, I swear no one threw that
Swear
rock.
to God,
I swear on my entire life nobody threw that rock. It's hard to see as it's dark out, but I swear to you a rock was thrown at my friend, and 100% it was none of us. And we all swore up and down that none of us threw the rock. We all ran to the car and piled in and flew out of there and never went back. So is the legend of the Weeping Lady true? I don't know, but that definitely was one of the scariest nights of my life. The Dyatlov Pass is a secluded mountain range in Russia. In 1959, a group of 9 very experienced Soviet hikers set out on a trek through the mountain. The group consisted of 7 men and 2 women who were attempting to hike to reach Mount Ortortin. They planned a 2-week trip up the snowy mountain. The trekkers pitched their tents at the base of the slope, and soon an intense -2 degrees Fahrenheit blizzard chilled through the night. And that was the last we know of them being alive. After the 2 weeks were up and none of the hikers returned, their families were concerned. The police were contacted and they were all reported missing. So then the police and investigators all went out and searched for the 9 hikers. It took about 3 months, but they had finally located all of the bodies and they were all deceased. But the conditions that the bodies were in when they were found is really why this is so unexplainable. They were found in a forest 1 mile from the campsite. They were all undressed without their skis, shoes, or coats. 2 of them had fractured skulls, and 2 others suffered chest fractures, and another one of the hikers had a missing tongue. The case was abruptly closed and the deaths were ruled as a result of a compelling natural force, stating that the hikers died due to hypothermia. People thought it was very suspicious how the police and Soviet government closed the case so fast. People had lots of questions and still do have lots of questions. Like, why would someone's tongue be missing from a natural force? What natural force are they talking about? Why were they partially undressed? The investigators also found their tent badly damaged and also cut open from the inside. However, all of their supplies were safely located inside. And it really makes you wonder, why would the 9 hikers, experienced hikers, go outside of their tent in -2 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures when they have a perfectly good tent and supplies right there? And all of their warm gear was left inside of the tent. And the only way for the hiker's tongue to be missing is if someone or something physically removed it. Many theorists also question the sudden closing of the case by the Soviet government and in turn theorize their possible involvement in the incident, saying that the campsite was a nuclear testing ground. However, this is just a theory, and to this day, it's still unknown what happened to those 9 very experienced hikers. So once again, if you guys have any theories or ideas, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. Alright, so I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like button's mom. Let's aim for 444 likes on this video for another one of these trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, or you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.